Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us Kulthum Mayowa. Asha is one of Africa's emerging young writers who completed an online scriptwriting course at the University of Michigan. She's currently in her second year of the university and loves writing novels and short stories. She enjoys writing stories that portray African heritage and culture. Her book, The Hall of Fame, is a Pan-African novel based on her experiences. Welcome with us again, Kulthum, to the show. Thank you. Good to have you. I hear you're in ALA, or is it ALA Mauritius? Oh, that's fantastic. Yes. I know it's only the brightest that get to go to these kind of schools. But how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
So you're in your second year, sophomore, University of Michigan?
Yeah, I'm going to my third year now.
Going to your third year.
Not University of Michigan, in African Leadership University.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're still, okay, all right. So I guess my data isn't totally, okay, it's Mauritius, yes.
Yeah, Mauritius.
All right, so now tell us, why did you write this Hall of Fame? Tell us about the book Hall of Fame and what pushed you to write this specific book.
Okay, so it was during the COVID-19 pandemic. Like they sent us all home. Yeah. And I felt like doing nothing because I was under quarantine and I felt like I had to do something to at least utilize my time wherever. So then I was like, what novel hasn't been written yet? I already got experience from my Pan-African University. The fact that there hasn't been any book that has that much diversity. So I wanted to write a book that includes Kenyans, that includes Nigerians, everything all together, something I had learned from my school. And it was easy to write that because I spent my time with these people. I know how they are. So I'm like, I would just change the name of this character, but I know who gave me the inspiration to write this character. So then I wrote it. And also the fact that youths these days in Africa aren't getting themselves involved in what is going on in the world. So I wrote my book under the background. It's a school. They are students pretending to be lawyers and prosecutors. So they take on the roles of that lawyer and prosecutors, so that any case that is brought forward, if somebody does anything and they have to get a punishment, those students will come forward, they will battle it out in this makeshift courtroom, and everything is solved. So then this final judge makes the final verdict. And so I was like, if youths can actually get more involved. So all these crimes, they are crimes that happen in Africa. I just find a way to merge them into a school so that that students too can actually get involved in these things. So the school is the backdrop of Africa. Oh, wow. So if you look at it, it's like a metaphor for children and youths actually getting involved in what is going on in Africa.
Great.
Yes. So I would love to know what your background is. I used to think you have to have been a writer or taking, classes all your life, or written small novels before you can actually write a book this size. So what was the journey like? How did you arrive at this kind of book?
So I started with poems. I thought I was writing songs, but then 3 lines, 4 lines were not as long as the songs I wanted. So every time I keep writing, then at a point in time, every single time in school, they always tell us, write essay about your mommy or your daddy. And I got so frustrated. So I had this book. I write essay of my mommy, my daddy, my best friend. So I already had them in a book. So the next time they call me to come and write this essay, I just take this page, give them. Yeah. Because I always knew that, write about your uncle, you traveled to meet him, then you want to ask help from him. I already had those laid down already. So that was the talent I had. Then as I kept going on in school, my friend, write this essay for me. I'll pay you this amount. Okay, bring it. I'll write it for you.
So you're already writing. You love writing.
I love it already.
For me, I like the idea of borrowing the experiences from Africa and pulling stories around Africa. And I'm happy that you've also been around Africa. What would you say you've seen as a common challenge among young people, regardless of the country they're from?
Okay. So this fact about bullying, that is a very, very major challenge. And that was the major crime that was in my book that revolved around the whole story. Because regardless of your country, someone has made you feel intimidated. And you felt like you have to go into depression. Because depression, too, is also a problem that goes around those. And in my school, it's a very prominent thing. So we have counselors already ready. So if you feel like you are down or someone intimidated, you just go and meet the wellness counselor.
Bullying and depression.
Bullying and depression. Those are the major things. And in my book, we have them, and it shows how you solve those problems. Because I can't just write the problem without the solution. So I want everything to be all in one. That kind of thing.
I'm happy to be having this conversation with you.
I'm really wowed, and you're quite impressive. And I would like you to. So I meet a lot of young people, and I don't see them visionary like you are. I see them that they have talents, but there's this thing about them that they just want to sit down and let the money flow in. They're not thinking of, picking problems and giving solutions to problems. How did you come to that space in your mind, as young as you were, to know that I am here to be a solution? what happened, what transpired in your head?
Okay. So, you know, you meet different people as you grow up in life. You meet so many people. You see these problems and you're like, I wish I could solve them. Young people say they wish they can solve them, but nobody actually really takes action. So I want to be different. Somebody that will actually take the action and try to solve this particular problem. And my quote that I live by is that if it's important to you, you find a way. If it's not, you find an excuse. So whatever excuse, whatever is, and somebody's coming up, if it's very important to me. So I found a way by putting it all in one book so that you'll be able to find solutions.
Tell me about your background, because sometimes we need to what kind of parents do you have? Well, what influence does your mom, your dad, your siblings have around you? And tell me, give us a picture of how you're growing up and what they used to do.
Is it your family that is the picture of the family set in the beginning of your book?
No, it's not.
Sorry,
tell me about your growing up, yes.
Okay, so I come from a family where if they see talent, they try to nurture it as fast as possible. They're not those kind of people that force, so you will be a doctor, I want you to be it. No, if they see any talent, like this girl has been writing songs, okay, let's try nurture. So every competition, everything, whether I win or not, my dad keeps telling me, go for this competition. It's always so frustrating because I'll be writing exams at school. All of a sudden, sends in this competition, you have to do it. I don't win, I never win, but he keeps sending it. So I'm like, is he not going to give up? But I felt like it wasn't that giving up. He wanted to just practice. Yes. So when I learn how to write, I keep going. And also, I come from, my mother is that kind of person that English is her greatest turf. So she's like, you have to perfect every single thing. So if I write essays, she'll read it over, all the grammatical mistakes. So she's already there. She already pushed me to art already, that this is what the talent you have, go for it. Don't go for business because your only money is your mind. Do what you like and make money doing what you like. So those are the kind of people I grew up with. My brother, my mom, everything.
So I want to ask you a little bit more about your parents, because we as parents, a lot of parents are watching and they are trying to see, who do I need to become to have a child this smart? Were your mom working, or was she a full-time mother? Did you have any a sit-home parent, or were you always with maids and all of that? Were you just supportive?
So the thing is that my mom was working before I was born. But the moment she realized that when she wasn't with us, we weren't like putting in our efforts in school. She didn't know what was going on in our life, so she resigned. She spent full-time. She was a full-time mom with us. Our assignments, all those things, she was always there, trying to see, so what don't you understand? Tell me. This kind of people
that... Did you have a lesson teacher, or was she a lesson teacher?
She was both. Everything. She will be with the lesson teacher. So those kind of people that want you to know. So if there's a problem, going straight to the principal to ask, why isn't she getting this particular score? So yes, and after I was done with primary school, high school, she went back to work. So you know that in university,
so she
I can handle myself.
To nurture you guys.
Yes.
Wow. Let us calm down. Take that information in first. Take it in.
I'm the one that asked the question. I didn't expect that.
Okay, go ahead, Nima, with your question.
Two children. Two of us, yes.
Maybe...
you have two children.
You want to resign, Nima?
But you see, it's good to hear. I love that question, because we always ask to see if, you know, there's this...
You can have it.
Yeah, you can have it. Sometimes we have to sacrifice. Parents have to sacrifice. And I think that's the reality we have to face. That a mother who chooses to step aside from work, focus on the children, these are some of the results you get. And you don't lose your career totally, because you can actually go back to it. Because you can actually develop yourself. So that's what your mom did. She went back once you guys were old enough to stand by yourself. Interesting perspective.
Now you're looking at me as your dad did.
That was working.
We know that mommy gave up. But how?
What was the role of your...
What was daddy just, African daddy?
No, daddy wasn't African. Daddy was the one that told me, like, the things that he can't be with us that many times because he goes to work. But the things that he keeps sending things, like, the competitions that he keeps sending. But now, I feel like he's spending more time. Because, like, mommy took from primary school and secondary school, but he's taking over from university. I don't know if you understand. But there's this more attention. So what don't you understand now? Right. I have time. We are more mature. We can have this conversation.
Let's talk about the future for the moment. So now you've written this great book. Yes. You're still in your second year. And you obviously, you are in your area. You're fulfilling your purpose. Where do you see yourself? 5 years, 10 years? 10 years. What do you hope to do?
Okay, so I'm a very big dreamer. So I'll just keep what I really, really want to do aside. But according to how I've arranged my, because I already have like what I want to be in 5 years, 2 years. I've arranged everything.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
So according to me, I'm going to graduate 2023. Okay. So I'm going to
by God's grace.
By God's grace. I'm going to do my masters by God's grace in Canada. So by then you can work and do your masters at the same time. So then I'll be working. I want to work at HarperCollins. the publishing house. I want to be able to go there, yes, in Canada. I want to be able to go there, gain more experience. And after my master's, I'll stay there for 1 more year just to really gain experience. Then I'll come back to Nigeria, and I want to make my own publishing house.
Hey. First of all, I say,
to God,
yes. First of all, by God's special grace and mercy, I'll be an investor in that your publishing house. I'll be one of your investors, and I'll be here to definitely support that dream. And I pray that what you have just said now, God has heard it and He has stamped it, and it will happen like that for you.
I'm shocked. To at 18, you
don't plan now. You don't plan now. This is Nigerian, born in Nigeria, raised in Nigeria.
Okay, let's confirm that. When you were young, did you used to travel for vacation abroad? Were you doing summer? Were you doing Were you travel? Did you have did your parents take you around the world?
You're fully blown Nigerian.
Dubai.
You went to
Dubai?
Like three times, but I don't think that influenced anything.
But at what age did you go to Dubai? As a baby or as a...
I went when I was like 6.
Okay.
Then I went again at 8, I guess. I went to London once. But I was like 6'2". I think that age range.
Okay, okay, so let me ask you.
That's not the reason. That's not the reason.
There are some people who, there are some young people who feel their parents have not given them enough. They come from homes where everybody is struggling and they make excuses for not wanting to think about their lives. What do you have to say to people like that?
Like I said before, if it's important to you, you find a way. These excuses should not. That's why I even prefer it starting from scratch than being a big person. But if you keep saying that this your low background is you're not going to get anywhere. You have to keep struggling. Even me that didn't have like a low background, I'm still struggling. Courses in school that are so hard for me, but I can't make excuses. I have to keep struggling. Because I have this aim. I want a first class, and I'm going to get that first class.
So you have a vision for your life.
I'm just blaming you.
I'm blaming you on this one. I have a little boy. I have your age mate in my house living with me right now, and I'm going to go on. When I get home, I'll open the show on YouTube and then please watch it. And I think that every parent should get their teenagers to watch because we get inspired by what we see. Now, please, I have a question. Wait. I am trying to understand how you think, and I'm trying to understand how your parents influenced that. Have you had experience with people who did not have the privileges you've had growing up? And did you think those privileges influenced you to be who you are? And how are you seeing the impact of not having enough, helping for those that don't seem not to have that advantage of my parents travel, my parents could take a break from work?
Okay, so I went to a school in Oko, Thomas Adeomi International College. So that school, there are people on scholarship. They live in that Oko village. So they are also on scholarship in that school. And there's people that are so rich also in that school. So when they have the top 10, the poor people can be at the top. Then when they call the bottom 10, those rich people can be at the bottom 10. So I've seen this set of people. I've seen these two. I'm friends with one of them, and I'm friends with the other one that's very, very rich. So you see, how are these people different? So it makes me wonder, like, if this person is finding it so hard to go to university, me that I'm in university, I have to put so much effort. Because I cannot keep playing. There's a big difference between both of us. So it feels like I'm not doing anything.
Right.
Yes, if somebody's struggling to enter university and I'm in university and I'm wasting my time.
Right.
But then that other person that is actually very well brought up, affluent, then they go to school and just mess it up.
There's something I've noticed with what he has said so far. You are intrinsically motivated. So it's from within. It had nothing to do with, whatever situation you could have found yourself, you would have found a way to make it. But that's who you are.
I want to talk about your sibling. Okay. I really want to understand, where...
Male, female?
Male.
So is he like you?
No.
Even if it's different, because you're saying your mom put in certain efforts, is it yielding the same result? Are you two different people?
Different people. So it's different. He doesn't like reading, but it's very good. It's like his auditory nerves are very, very good. Like, he doesn't listen in class, but he doesn't pay attention in class, but he listens. And that's his greatest talent, because he'll watch TV. But he's not paying attention. By the same time, all of a sudden, the advert is ringing out, and he's singing it word for word. Right. So that is like, my parents looked at it like we are both different. I like reading. Camille is a very good listener. So we looked at it that, how do we nurture Camille's talent for listening? Do we, like, when we want to read things to him, do we read it by holding the book? Or do we read the books to him, like, or when he wants to read novels, he goes for all these audio novels, where he can really read very well. Right. And instead, since he has a very good retentive memory, we try to, like, okay, look at this book, let me repeat it. So we know how to manage that kind of thing.
How old is he now?
My brother is 15.
Okay, still young.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and I really hope your parents will not mind me asking this question. Because you're 18, you're a teenager, you're an adolescent. I mean, there are issues with boys.
Yes.
There are crushes, you know, there are people that like you and all that. There are young people out there who are having crushes on different people. How do you manage that area as a young person? What are the, and I know your mom is here, you don't have to look at her, you might be blocking her face. How do you manage those kind of pressures as a young teenager?
So you see, the thing is that, yes, I have crushes. I'm like normal, ordinary teenager. I go to school, oh, I like this person. But things that I speak very well to my parents. So I can go home and be like, I had a crush on this guy.
Okay.
And this thing happened. So my dad is like, you need to also be getting experience at the same time. Yes, you can have crushes. But at the same time, you have to look at the other side of it. Balance it very well with it. So the thing is that it lets me have the crush. It never works out. So then I come back to him and he's like, can you see the real? So all these things, you are gaining experience. You are watching it, you are seeing that this thing will actually happen. You can actually date. You can have all these things.
You date?
No, I do not.
Why?
I feel like I'm too focused and I don't want to have anything going. Yes. I don't get distracted easily, but I just feel like it's going to distract me.
Do you have fun? You sound so serious.
No, she doesn't sound serious to me. This Canada you're going to, there are plenty of many people your age. They're doing all sorts of things. How would you hold yourself?
Have fun? Like, do you sing, dance? Do you like relax?
You party?
Watch
Do you
movies?
Yes. So the thing about me is that in my school, that's a very, very bright place. The night, they are so agile and happy in the night, but I'm always in my room. But think that I'm not in my room reading. In my room, I also watch Netflix. I went to a party with them once. Maybe I don't like the party surrounding, but I've gone with them. I go to the beach. I actually have fun. I like going shopping. I do other things.
Fun anyway.
Yeah, I party with my female friends in my room. Very nice. I find ways to make myself happy. But I'm never sad.
We have to wrap up. I really wish we could wrap up. I mean, there's so much we're learning from you. I know you want to be an author. You want to have a publishing firm, your own company. Now, what are those things you have seen as a teenager that you'd like to give back to this community, to the society? What are those things that hurt you as a teenager that you feel like, okay, when I finally make it in life, this is the kind of problem I would like to fix?
Okay, so from when I've been in school, I've encountered so many problems with different courses that I feel like I haven't been introduced to very well. Like I'm having problem with one called African Studies, and I feel like I haven't gotten a proper background into it. So I feel like Nigerian curriculum, the school curriculum itself, should have world studies, because my school is focused on everything happening in Africa. Nigerian curriculum, everything happening in Nigeria. And that makes it hard for people that want to go abroad, outside Nigeria, because you don't know much about it. So I always feel so lost. They're asking, do you know Timbuktu? And I'm trying to remember where I heard that from. Yes, because I don't have that proper background. So if I actually, like, when I grow up, I would like to, maybe find a way to, tell them to add that to the curriculum. Yes, find a way to unify the curriculum so that at least we can have proper background to all these things.
You sound like a grown-up already. You're still growing like this.
Imagine, you even have solutions to some of the problems you already have. Okay,
but
is there another book in the works?
Yeah, the second book, the sequel.
Wow, the sequel to this. Hall of Fame. Nice, well done.
We love you already.
Any last words we have to wrap up with? Any final words to our viewers?
You can get the Hall of Fame at Robin Heights.
We'll let you mark.
At Robin Heights and Latana bookshop. You can get the Hall of Fame from there.
It's a nice book.
We let you market. We usually don't even market, but we'll allow you. You have swept us off our feet. Great. All right, that's all we can take. Congratulations. We just wish you the best. And we just hope that you keep in touch with the show. We'd love you to keep, be our little sister. That we just once in a while let us know what's going on with you. We'll definitely want to keep up with you. Okay?
Tweets are greeting you.
Oh, tweets. Please, read it before we run up.
Tubasu says, powerful stories from Asha. She is the type of motivational speaker children should be made to listen to.
Yeah.
Someone is referring to your interview on another channel prior to this. And Bilkis Mafia said, parents, guardians, and caregivers need to understand each child will grow at their own pace. Comparison doesn't bring out the best in any child. They should be supported to exhibit their own uniqueness.
All right, that's all we can take on the show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.